Welcome to the Ultimate Fancast, where fans are the star of the show. Each week we explore the epic co-created Battle Bunnies franchise from legendary artist Frank and LaNatra and the team at Junkbox Studios. Ultimate fans join BBS, Lord L, and Brian as they dive deep into the extraordinary world of the Battle Bunnies. Plus, we'll be your guides and take you backstage with the creators and actors who are captivating family audiences worldwide. Are you ready to meet this week's Ultimate Fan? It's time to fan up and enjoy the show.
Welcome back, everybody, to another installment of the Ultimate Fancast. As usual, we have an Ultimate Fan backstage right now. He is an OG bunny. He's been on the back end for as long as I can remember. It is Breeki, Wojtek. Welcome to the stage, my man.
Thank you.
Hopefully I said that right. I know backstage. A pleasure to have you on stage, Breeki. And let's take us back. Take us back to where you first found out at Bunnies. How did you get involved? When was the first time? Did you meet the Spartans? Like, what is your story? How did this come about?
Oh, okay. This is actually a fun story for me. Well, fun for me, but overall kind of, I guess, sad. Long story short, I met Dave in another community that had nothing to do with NFTs. It was just another community that I happened to be part of and that I did a lot of work for. Things didn't really end up working out between me and the community leader, if you will. And so I left. I was a little disappointed, a little heartbroken over the whole thing. And Dave was really the only one who I kept in touch with. And Dave ended up was also part of this community at that time, and we ended up talking over probably another month or two, and I think I had asked him, or maybe he had suggested to me that I join this community, but I had asked him maybe at some point about gosh, I think I probably would have asked him if there's some sort of project I can take on or something, just kind of looking for ideas to just pull myself out of this sort of
Fill the
pit
void.
that I was in.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Fill the void. And that's when he suggested or started talking to me about the Battle Bunnies. And I was like, you know what? Like, let's go. Let's do it. Absolutely. This would have been probably a few months after the Spartan Mint. In fact, this was, I think, maybe a week before Series 1 started. And so I ended up joining the Discord and kind of hanging out, talking to Frank and Krista, and I joined for some of the drink and draws before Series 1 went live. And really, that's when I joined. I mean, just a week or two prior to the Series 1 launching, and it all happened because of Dave. And ever since then, him and I have kept in touch. We're very good, very, very good friends. I consider him to be my best friend.
Oh, wow.
So huge shout out.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we haven't had him on the
and
show.
So you never met Dave prior to Web3, right? You only met him in Discords, or you know him in IRL?
I haven't met him in real life yet. He is somebody who is on my list of people to meet. Oddly enough, just because of the circles that I run in, I've met a lot of the friends that I have currently are people that I have initiated friendships with online, and over time just ended up meeting. And so Dave is one of those people that is very high on my list of people who I really would like to go out and go meet.
Nice.
He's high on.
Yeah, that's amazing to hear, especially.
He's close.
So what about the bunnies kept you around? So, like you said, when you first came, you wanted to dive into something else. And were you a fan of the art in NFTs beforehand, or was that the first NFT you got, was the bunnies?
That was my first exposure to NFTs and crypto in general. I guess I shouldn't say crypto. I've never owned crypto prior to the Battle Bunnies. I've heard about it. I knew a little bit about it. Didn't know that much. Never invested in anything like I probably should have. Right? Hindsight's 2020. So Battle Bunnies is my first introduction to all of this, and is quite honestly, for the most part, to this day, still the only um, project that I am invested in. The biggest thing that has kept me around is just community for the most part. I mean, Frank and Krista are awesome. Everybody that I've had the pleasure of working with has just been awesome. Um, at that time in particular, though, when I did join, it was that I needed something to do. I was just a student. I wasn't working. Um, I kind of had some time that I needed to fill, and Frank and Krista definitely provided opportunities for me to take advantage of, and so I spent a lot of time helping out with whatever I could, and that kept me around for a very long time. Nowadays, unfortunately, I don't get to spend as much time as I would like, or as much as I think anybody else would like. But I mean, ultimately, what has kept me around has been the community and the people, for sure.
Yeah, the community's great.
I think that's an amazing point, though. Like, sorry, Brian. That's an amazing point, Breeki, because like the fact is, like, it's the bunnies and the community is so open. You know, you come in, you put a bunch of stuff on your plate, you do what you can, and then you go, and then you pop back in, and we still have the same respect for you as we did from day one till now. And it's just so opening for us to be able to co-create this project, this family, this premier IP franchise, or whatever we want to call it. Everyone calls it something different, but having that, the Frank and Krista, like being the roots behind it, being so loving and compassionate, and I think it all helps. And whatever time we get with you, Breeki, whatever time you put in, we cherish and we value it as community, as the Battle Bunnies, as everything. Like, so it's definitely awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, like I said, nothing short of a blessing to work with really everybody. I mean, I've met a lot of people. I've gotten introduced to a lot of really good people, and as Frank and Krista will both say, and as has been one of their taglines, your vibe attracts your tribe, and definitely everybody that I have met has been nothing short of incredible.
Yeah, for sure. When did you officially join the team?
It was almost instant. It was probably a week or two. Well, it was probably a month after I joined the community. Yeah. What ended up happening is, oh gosh, so Series 1 went live to mint. I minted quite a few. Realized I was only missing a couple to have one of each class, and so I think I ended up minting a few more, ended up with at least one of each class, and then because of that, I knew that the Ultimate Heroes you could claim. Okay, wait. I think I had five classes, and the only class I needed was the Spartan. So I had one of the 5 that you could mint, and then I went and bought a Spartan, and that was as I think one of the last Ultimate Heroes or last couple Ultimate Heroes were available. So I wanted to make sure that I got in on that. I did that, bought it, I got in on it, and then I think shortly after that I became part of the team.
Very cool. Actually, I have a picture of your team card. Let me pull that up to the screen if you guys don't mind. You're a Legion commander.
Yes, courtesy. Actually, that came about as because of Dave.
Yeah,
Legion XO, I believe, is what he called me.
Yeah. He's they call you the tech whiz. What kind of technology stuff are you helping the team out? Like, is that a lot of behind the scenes stuff, or like what's your specialty?
With the team, generally a lot of behind the scenes. There is certain things that I would like to get more involved in. Unfortunately, it's just a time crunch right now. But mostly things like Discord or just kind of administrative things right now. It used to be Discord. There used to be some sort of coding projects that I would work on that never really saw the light of day just because really time constraint and really even knowledge constraint. It was way outside of my scope and pushed me further than I thought I could go. But I ran out of knowledge pretty quickly. and rode the struggle bus, and those never saw the light of day.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, not everything makes it out of um not everything gets shipped, I guess is how I'd put it as a
Yeah.
marketer.
No, if nothing else, though, it was a great experience. You know, I learned a lot while I did these things. So
Yeah, and you got like you're part of a giant. Oops, I'm on the wrong screen. You're part of a giant team now. Like this team the bunny team has like just exploded. It seems like, and you've got like you're part of the King's Court, the Game Masters, and the Dark Sather group, according to your to the like the little, what would you call those little icons up in the left thing? So
yeah,
like you're involved in a bunch of stuff. Now, does the Viking on here, does this mean that you're part of the Viking class? Is that your declared class?
that is my declared class. I am a
Yes.
Viking.
Yes, another Viking on the show. Take that,
I am here.
pirate and shaman.
I can't hate on the shamans though, specifically because of my shaman. I mean, I like my shaman.
Yeah, I like shamans too.
And,
I mean,
mine is rather unique, so I kind of have to, I have to like the two.
yeah, we've just had so many pirates on recently that we've been interviewing that like I think that Phil's just like, hey, pirates, you want to be on the show?
I am in the pirate channel
I
a lot.
definitely think they
So
get.
you snuck in as a Viking. Which
They're on
is
that pedestal. Yeah, they get the prime spots, and they're always. But we do love the pirates,
we
mate.
do.
So.
We love them all. We love all the classes. We,
All
If
the
anyone
classes.
is
We love
listening.
all the classes. We have our fun, but we love all the classes.
Yeah, we definitely do. But like, I kid you not, like it was like just pirate. I was like,
Some
does
might
anybody
say that
else?
they stole their spotlight.
Yeah, they that's what a pirate would do. A pirate would get on the show that way. So.
You get a pirate recruiter, and that's what happens. So
Yeah. He's in the pirate. What is that? A channel? He's in the pirate channel on Discord. Like, hey, I got some spots available only for pirates. You guys want to come on the
Actively
show?
pinging. Yep. Yeah, we're on to you.
My sister just joined. Oh yeah, my sister just joined the Battle Bunnies, and she was like, she did the thing to do her class.
yeah, I saw that.
And I don't know why I thought this because I love the pirates, but I was like, just don't pick pirates because all I know is pirates. So I was like, anything. So I'm trying to force her, like not force her, but I was trying to encourage her to be a shaman. And I said, you know what, take the test, okay, and see who you really are. And she chose who she really was, which I guess that's what it is. But I definitely tried.
So what did she end up getting? I'm sorry, I've been away from Discord this week, so I didn't see that. What did she pick?
I think Valkyrie or Viking.
Valkyrie.
I'm pretty sure it was Valkyrie.
Nice. Very cool.
But I could be wrong.
Well, anyways, well, back to your cool. Like, I thought I would. We always kind of show off the ultimate fans. It's on their collection, and you got a sick collection. Like, you do. This is one of your legendary light dragons. I know that we're expecting cards soon, so this will be one that you'll get a physical card of, which will be awesome.
On that note of the cards, I am actually the holdup right now. I'm currently auditing that whole list and verifying that everything's there, and then they're going off to print. So,
well, you got a big job. There's a lot of them.
Well, I'm not the only one. There are other people who've audited and seen the list. I'm just the final stop.
Nice. No, that's okay. Like we're excited about them. And are you auditing the pirate, or not the pirate, the ghosts at the same time, or is it just the light dragons right now?
Currently, it is just the light dragons.
Just the dragons.
I believe somebody else is looking at the ghosts currently.
Nice. And you'll get you've got one of the 63 unhatchables, which is this sweet unhatchable. Very, very nice. Is this a shaman egg?
One of my favorite eggs. I believe that is the shaman egg. I just like the way that egg looks, to be honest. In the background, I remember working with Krista on. I remember just sitting out and kind of hanging out, and as she was drawing that. So it is one of
it's
my.
so
I'm glad that I have that.
Yeah, it's so
that's
cool.
great.
Looks great. And then here's Wojtek. Sorry, I almost pronounced it incorrectly.
That's okay. I know what you're talking about. So
Yeah, I know, but I want to get it correct. I want to get it correct. It's Wojtek. So when you sat down like with Frank to design Wojtek, like what kind of things did you? I mean, obviously we can see what you chose. Like, was this a big variation to your Battle Bunny that you had that you were changing, or like did they already have like was he a white tigered skinned, dark
Oh.
beard? Like what kind of traits did you add or subtract?
Oh gosh, I think I overhauled the whole thing.
Nice.
I don't really remember what the original looked like. I might have a copy of it somewhere.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, no, I overhauled the whole thing. I'm pretty sure. Um, yeah, and as far as my inspiration, if you will, initially I thought, well, I'll just pick every item that gives me the highest, trait bonus of whatever. And then I
I
started
love
really
that.
going through it, and I was like, "Wow, I do really like these axes, and I like that color, the color scheme, and oh, I do like the crown, like the idea that he could be maybe some sort of ruler of some sort, in his own world, maybe somebody who's gone mad, right? And he's got lasers, and at the time Scyther was out, and maybe he consumed some sort of Scyther and inherited the ability to shoot lasers or something along those lines. And um, once I just found the black and white color scheme, or the black and red color scheme, I just ended up sticking to it, and I really liked it.
It's badass.
Yeah,
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Cool.
Credit
Yeah.
goes to Frank and Krista.
Yeah, no, but still, I mean, like it's all coordinated, and like it just like you said, it there's a story here. Now, have you written in the grimoire his story? Like, I didn't check the grimoire to see if he's got a backstory, but does he?
I have not currently. That is one of the things that I have. Gosh, I've been meaning to work on stories for a few characters now for a while, and unfortunately, time just hasn't been permitting of that. So,
Of all your bunnies, if like, would this be the one that you hope would be in the series of books that they're writing?
oh yeah, of all of them, absolutely this one. This is actually how this one in particular is how I ended up getting my name. This is the one I stuck with. Initially, it was either going to be Philo, or it would have been Sophia. Sophia would have been my shaman. Philo would have been another Viking. But the name didn't really mesh well with Vikings.
Yeah.
So
Does
I
it
ended up
mean
with Wojtek.
anything?
Yeah,
Is there
I
a
was gonna
meaning
ask.
behind the name?
Yeah, so Philosophia is like the root of philosophy. Gosh, and I cannot remember exactly what it means, but I believe it's the love of wisdom or something along those lines. The love of learning. And I myself tend to read a fair bit of philosophy when I can. It's something that I really enjoy studying, philosophy, religion, all of those things. And not any one thing in particular. I try to kind of stay as expanded as I can be. And I really wanted those two to be a pair, the Viking and the shaman to be a pair, and the idea is that they travel together, right? They are a pair. They never leave each other's side. They fight together. They eat together. They live together. All of those things to make philosophy.
It sounds like you've already got their backstory there. You just haven't put it to paper yet.
Yes, a
Great,
little bit.
yeah.
I have it in my mind.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
Very
perfect. You
nice.
get a fighter and a healer, and it's great.
Yeah, it worked out really well.
Very cool. You are also part of the exclusive club of Spartan Ghost. So
I have to
there's
make
only,
crayons for this one.
is this a crayons pick? Nice.
This was a crayons. I believe I traded him. I can't remember what I traded him, but I did trade him one of my ghosts for this one.
Nice. Yeah. You're part of the exclusive Night Hoppers brigade of Ghost Spartans that we haven't named yet, but there's got to be a story for these ghost Spartans that you know, protecting, you know, Keningard. But we haven't written the story yet, so it could still be written by somebody in the community. But
I'll keep that in mind.
I've talked about the
Funny-
Night Hopper, like, you know, from the Hawaiian island lore about the warrior ghosts that, you know, protect the island at night, that kind of thing. But we could definitely do that with these Night Hoppers.
I like that idea actually. I'm gonna keep that in mind if I end
Yeah,
up
same.
writing a backstory for this one.
Yeah, they're very cool.
Or if anyone does write a backstory that's listening, yeah, definitely chuck that in there
Yes,
because that's awesome.
absolutely.
There's 28 of these, right? Am I correct
22,
with that?
22. There's just 22 of them.
Okay, that's, oh my goodness. I knew
Even
that
more.
there's a few people that bought them when they came on the market, right? And then they said, oh, these aren't regular Spartans, and they sold them for less. But they are very, very rare still. And although they don't have the benefits of a Spartan, still very cool, still very rare, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, I like them. And I bet you like yours too.
I do like mine. This was
I'm
of,
jealous.
I think the two that Krams was willing to part way with, this one was my favorite. I was very happy that that he happened to let me have this one. So
Nice.
thank you,
Now,
Krams.
are you an active member in his heroes of?
Not as active as I probably want to be. Well, not as active as I want to be, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's such a cool dude. We can't wait to have
He is.
him on the show too.
I have
He's-
enjoyed the conversations that I've had with him. He's a very smart guy, but a very busy guy.
Very
Yeah.
busy. Very busy. Yeah, he's an entrepreneur.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Crans, man. I love everything that he does. I actually had a conversation with him today, and one of his words were, if you ever need anyone to talk to, man, hit me up. So he is a busy man, but he's also a good dude. He's genuine, awesome person. And I'm the same too. I want to get more involved with the heroes as well. More than I'm not in there as much as I'd like. Definitely, it's a moment for shout out for you, Crans, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. You're killing it, man.
Yeah, Crans is awesome for sure.
Yep.
I got stickers and a note. Like I got a custom from him.
Nice. Speaking of rare ghost, I noticed this in your collection. Like there are very few of these with the gold bags. Ooh, look at your cards.
The
Nice.
shout out to Crans.
Oh.
There's all the cards with the art.
Nice.
And then,
Very cool.
That actually reminds me, I need to touch base with Crans. I know that he's messaged me quite a few times about some sort of changes that have gone on in the project, and unfortunately, it's always been while I've been at work or something, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I'll get to you when I get off of work, and then by the time I get off work and get home and finish anything else, it's just not there.
Yeah, it's hard to.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, it's hard to bounce around if like I'm finally back to work full time. And it's just been crazy busy, like to stay, because I don't have Discord on my work computer, you know, that kind of stuff. So then it's like I got to check it on my phone, and when I was more active, I could go between projects and that kind of stuff. And just the last few months, it's been crazy. So I've missed out on a lot.
I
Affected his hopping
where
score.
I'm at.
Less hops.
Less hops, yeah.
Significantly less hops.
Significantly less hops. Yeah. Although I will tell you this, I did hop so that I could get to 10,000 gold carats, so I could get the King Harold, because that just became available in the gold shop. And I was like, I need that. That's the last one I need. So of the lands, I have all 3 lands now. So I'm excited that I was able to close that browser window.
Yep. I hear that.
But this pirate right here has Jackbeard's like he's got like the that's Jackbeard's, what do they call that hat? Pirate Lord BBS?
Yeah,
what do they call those hats? But that
I know
is
you're
Jack.
getting
How do you not know what you're having?
Yeah,
This is your hat,
awesome.
BBS. This is the Pirates, man.
It's the pirate hat, yeah, and that patch is awesome. And then he's a little bag of money. That's great.
Yeah, there's only like 10 of those gold bags of money. So like King Harold
Goodness.
V1 has the bag of money, and then like there's 9 of these other ones that like there's two OG bunnies. I think somebody added one to their Ultimate Hero. So there's two Series 1 bunnies, and then the rest are all ghosts that are holding the bags. So it's one of the rare traits for ghost, and in the collection to have the gold bags. So I was like, "Ooh, that's cool. I'm gonna add that to the thing for the show tonight because that's a cool ghost."
Yeah.
Any story around this one, or did you mint this? How did you?
I just happened to mint that one actually.
Nice.
Yeah, it seems to be a common theme where I'll mint something and then by the time the mint's over, it's like, oh hey, there's only 10 of these with these traits, by the way. It's like, oh, I just happen to have one of those. That's pretty cool. I'm not letting go of that one ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice. That's a bonus. I grabbed this guy because I just liked him. Like, I love the green mohawk because I was like, this dude looks like he's he's definitely a Viking that you want standing next.
He's a lot
to
of
you.
fun.
Yeah,
He looks like he's ready to fight and is actually itching to fight.
yeah.
That's the kind of guy that I would want.
He's got the expression. He's got the green mohawk. Like I was looking, I was like, how many green mohawks are there? There's 12 of them. So there's only 12 green mohawks, in the collection. I don't know how many other mohawks and how many other mohawk colors and stuff like that. So I apologize for that, but I was like, "Ooh, he looks pretty cool. I want to include that in the peek into your collection." And then there's this one, which this one's, I think, is this a legendary? Because you've got like the Raven,
the armory.
I
think
in
the armory.
I had one with an armory, and I missed that one.
Yeah, this one, okay, I remember this one. So this one actually went on sale. Somebody ended up selling it. I don't remember who it was, but I remember seeing that and knowing, right? The announcement had already been made that any Valkyrie sold gets a free dragon egg along with it. And so I saw this up for sale. I think for even cheaper than a dragon egg would have been.
Oh wow!
And I think it may have even been at mint price, maybe. But that was a steal to me. It too. So I bought this right away.
I don't have OpenSea up, but I guarantee this is probably a legendary because you got the Raven, the horned, and you got the arrows and the thing. Usually when they have all 3 of the traits, that's a signal that it's it's a legendary, right? Or
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a cool bunny.
I should probably know a little bit more about some of these than I do. But I just get up and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then I just let that be that for a little bit.
Yeah. No, I should know more of this stuff, but I was grabbing cool stuff and I should have done a deeper dive and figured out if it was like a legendary. This guy has some very rare traits and is super cool. Or
This
actually, she is the shaman, that has some very cool traits. I said this guy, but this is a girl because you can tell from the eyelashes.
The eyelashes and the wings. Yeah. This would have been Sophia. Would have been. This is Sophia.
I was gonna say, even if you haven't named her in the collection yet, you still have 100% opportunity to do that at any point.
Right. Yeah, this one I was very excited about because of the background and the.
This is secretly one of my favorite NFTs of the whole collection, because one, it's a shaman. 2, it's got the holy hand grenade. It's got the green skin. Like, it is literally. It's got the mad hat. Like, it is by far one of my favorite in the whole collection, especially in the Series 1. Hands down, it is my favorite.
Yeah, and that pink Mad Hatter hat is one of 3. There's only 3 of them. It's sweet.
Yeah, that one actually just goes so well together as far as the theme goes, right? She looks like she's gone mad. She's got the Mad Hatter hat, and she's got an infinite holy hand grenade. So don't mess with her.
She's pulled the pin.
Yeah, she's got the pin ready to go. So be careful.
Be careful if you're in throwing distance of that holy hand grenade.
Exactly. And if you're not, she'll just fly to you. So,
Yeah, yeah. And then here's your Spartan.
Mm.
Any like any story about your Spartan? How you got it?
So this is actually the Spartan this is the first Spartan that I bought.
First.
Yep. I ended up buying two. One of them I bought for my brother. He had no idea. It was a good deal. And so I said, "Hey, I want to give this to you. If you hold on to this, over time you'll build up a collection. So take this, hold on to it, don't get rid of it, don't look at it, don't, leave it alone." And so that's what he's done. And over time, just like I said, his collection has grown. But so this is the first one that I bought. This was the one that actually got me my Ultimate Hero slot because this was the last thing that I needed was the Spartan.
Nice.
I know that I have a name for this, and I don't remember.
Did you so you picked this up on secondary then, right? Like
Yes.
both of them you picked up. That's nice. Yeah. Did is your brother active in the community at all, or
No, he's not. He's not a computer guy. He's not really much of a community guy, like an online presence kind of guy. He's just he's got his own thing. He's constantly out riding dirt bikes, going camping, hanging out with his friends. But I wanted to kind of do something so that he could have something that kind of generated a little bit more for him.
Cool. Yeah, no, like lots of utility from these original Spartans for the early holders of it. I mean, just they've done a great job of rewarding holders, over time if they claim the utilities. Like I think in Series 2 we got those. I didn't grab your egg, but yeah, they got a special egg for holders that claim them. You've got to go out and get it. It doesn't just like end up in your wallet most of the time. Yeah. So
yeah, my Spartan egg actually hatched with the specific light dragon that I wanted, which was the owl one. And it was in blue, and it was exactly everything that I wanted when I watched Frank draw them. I got very lucky with the Spartan egg.
Yeah, I did not grab that, unfortunately, like into the slideshow here this today. But yeah, that's cool.
Do you have a favorite series? Like I know we talk about what's your favorite bunny, but do you have a favorite? Is it the Spartan Series 1, Series 2, the Euligans? Like, is there one particular group of or section of this that you're just like, yeah, I love this more than others? Like dragons, there's so many, right?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Probably Series 1, just because there's been the most development with them so far. But I'm very excited to see what we have coming up. I know that there's a lot coming. I've seen a lot. I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about, so I won't. But I'm very excited to see what we have coming up.
Nice. This next one, I have to know the story.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I gotta know the story on this one because as a completionist, this isn't in one of the collections. This is the rare ground stomper. So
yes.
What's the story behind your ground stomper?
So I believe that I just happened to find the account, or maybe had overheard that there was these floating out there, and I went looking for them. Nice. And I was told that there was only, I think, one person that had one, and I believe it was John at the time. And I mean, I couldn't let that happen. I really liked this piece. Like, this was awesome. If I could, I would have a print of it hanging up right now.
Nice.
And so maybe in the future that will happen. But I saw it. I tracked it down. It took me probably a day or two to track down. And I bought it, never told anybody about it. Nobody knew about it until now, so cat's out of the bag.
Oh,
Yeah, there's, if I'm not mistaken, there's only 10 of these. And I hold one. I believe John holds one, and the mystery account holds the other 7 or 8.
Nice. Yeah, I know that. I mean,
Wow.
I found his, like, it has like I think there's like 3 different like customs in this account that's got Frank's name on it on OpenSea. And I've seen this before, but I've never seen it in anybody's account. So
As far as I know, nobody really knows about them. In fact, that's what I was told just as prior to buying it. So I was like, I gotta scoop up one of these before the cat gets out of the bag.
Now, do you want us to cut this out of your episode? Like, if you want me to not include this, we will not include this.
Yeah, that's
No.
fair. We can do that because that was kind of a.
Yeah.
If we didn't ask you,
I didn't want to surprise you with this, but I thought you'd be like, oh yeah, like, I won this in a special raffle, like at the White Elephant or something like that. And I was like, how did you get this thing? This thing is awesome.
Yeah. No, honestly, I'm torn between saying, hey, take it out, and like, hey, leave it in. On one hand, hey, leave it in. Those who watch get kind of rewarded, and there's still some groundwork that they'll have to do, right? They'll still have to go look for the account that contains this.
I don't think they're for sale though. I don't think any of the 3 customs that are in the thing, because it's like got the one with the bike. I forget what, I think it is a bunny though, but she's on a motorcycle or he's on a motorcycle. I don't remember. And there's this one, and then there's like one other.
Yeah, the one on the motorcycle is a squirrel, if I remember correctly.
Oh, it is a squirrel. Okay, yeah.
And that one actually was tattooed on, if I'm not mistaken, that one was tattooed on one of our community members. And might still be being worked on by Frank.
Oh, sweet. Interesting.
But
yeah.
So yeah, I at the time when I looked, this was for sale. I could go buy one, and so I did.
Nice. That was smart. Yeah.
I would still like to get the others, but I gotta,
they're not for sale.
I gotta be careful.
Yeah. No, this is awesome. Well, that's all I had from the collection, for your collection. It's a great collection. You've got some you've got other ones I didn't show, but yeah, no, that you've got some really great pieces in your collection. Like, what other things, like, are you into the books?
Yeah, I do have actually a copy of the book on my nightstand, the hardcover copy, signed by everybody.
Very nice.
So I do have that. I plan on getting the next one when it comes out, which I know a little bit about. Very excited to hear it. Or to read
I'm
it.
excited to hear what the updates on that. John's teased out a little bit of like, he sent me a picture and he's like, we're getting close. I was like, oh.
Yep. I believe. Well, I'll refrain from comment because I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share, so I'm gonna not share.
Let me tell you this.
We're just fans here talking to other fans, man. I'm sure whatever you tell us, we won't tell anyone.
Oh yeah. I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah, exactly. Your episode, I think, will be out sometime in April. So like the whole month of March, I think we've got filled at this point. And then you will be like at the beginning of April is when your episode number 30 will come out. We're at 25 right now. So we've got actually, no, there's only 4. Yours might be late March. Because I take that back.
One dropping tomorrow.
Yeah, we've got the 26th episode dropping tomorrow on the 26th. And then we'll have 3 more episodes in March. So yours might be the last week of March. I'm not looking at a calendar, but yeah, that's when we so yours will, like, there might be some alpha that comes out, like between now and then.
Maybe, but if that's the case, I'm gonna let
let them
Frank and Krista share that.
Yeah. No, that's smart.
I don't want to betray that trust.
Yeah, that's why you're on the team and I'm not. Like the 3 of you are on the team, not Brian. Maybe Brian has loose lips and like would be sharing alpha all the times that he's in Discord talking about alpha. Which is
it's hard sometimes.
It's just your excitement. That's a week.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely excitement around the bunnies.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading that second book. So, and that should be, pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to, like, I've heard that it's going to connect really well to the first book, and so really interested to see how they bridge that, and that, usually second books are, we've done setting up everything, and now we're just going to get into the action.
Yep.
So it's just a quick read.
I will share this on the second book because I actually was very surprised to find this out the other day, and maybe people already know, and I'm just late to the party, which is possible. But Frank and John are the ones who are writing it. I had initially been under the impression that the writer who wrote the last book was writing this one too. But I found that very interesting, and so now I'm even more excited, right? Because I know that Frank.
Oh yeah, I mean those two brains, goodness.
Yeah,
Well,
I've been in.
that I was.
Go ahead.
No, I'm the same too, because knowing that they're doing it and how much they do love the community and love us, like the little apples that they're going to put in all throughout the book. I'm just like, obviously, I'm just thinking in my own head, and from a couple of things that I've heard that John and Frank was, especially Frank, always dropping that alpha by accident. That what they've said is, man, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Just from sitting in the meetings on occasion with two of them and just kind of listening to them go back and forth and brainstorm things, I just think, okay, we're going to get something very special. I have no doubt. It's going to be an interesting creative adventure for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that they're doing that too, taking their reins on that. I think that they definitely can and they should. It's great.
Yeah, they're great storytellers. Like just the both of them. Like, it's exciting. I can't wait. Like, I hope they stick to the original projected date of sometime in May. I don't know if that's still being held, but man, that's just a few months away. Like, we're getting like February will be over and we'll be in March. Like, we're really like 2-3 months away from another book.
Yeah.
And now, are you a TCG player at all?
I've tried to be. I am not though. It is one of the things that I had initially planned on helping out with. And just as life has it, just time got away from me. I'm involved in too many things now, just in my day to day. I haven't had time to even really sit down and play, unfortunately.
Nice. Yeah, I have the stuff, but I haven't opened any of the things.
Keep it sealed. Right? That's a collector's item now. You gotta buy two. One that you open, one that you keep closed. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I have. Oh, let's see, right there. I've got two.
Smart.
So yeah, I want to open one here. Yeah, or BBS has got his out on the table, and he's playing.
Unfortunately, I opened mine, but they were played in the final of the first ever, which I just come to realization just now that they were played in the final of the first ever side of the cup. So, because I was just trying to justify myself in my brain, I can't believe I opened mine. But hell, they were played in the first ever side the Chronicles Cup final. Like, not just in the prelims, but in the
lore
final.
Behind it now.
Yeah. They were held by drywall.
The legendary
if I were to go buy one, I would want mine held by drywall too.
There you go.
It's gonna win. It's gonna win all the time now.
And it would have been scrutinized. That would have been scrutinized by a Tony Pepperoni as well. So he might have held them as well. He would have gone, what does that say, actually? All right.
So are you looking to sell your copy to me by chance?
Well, look, unless you want to trade, I'm only trading something for a holy hand grenade. Other than that, sorry.
That'll never happen.
If you are listening and you do have a spare holy hand grenade, drop the comment below and I'll find you.
For sale. GT's got one for sale for you.
I know. I literally just sent him a message. Sorry to be rude, but you made me realize. I got straight on then. I literally sent him a message. I got the screen up, waiting for him to get back to me. Nice. Legit.
Or you could wait, a couple of days and talk to him face to face. Anyway, getting ahead of myself.
Bit of outfit there for you, I guess.
Yes,
Maybe
he'll be a guest
somebody's
on
going
the
to be
show.
on the show soon.
He'll be
Yes.
on the show, and you can ask him, in a couple of days or so.
Yeah.
It's gonna be filmed too, so he can't be ruthless. He has to be cordial.
He's gonna be on the best behavior.
You might want to sweeten the deal a little bit then. Otherwise, he might back out.
Maybe we
That-
could have our
Yeah,
very
exactly.
first. Maybe we could execute our very first trade or purchase on the show.
Ooh.
That would be cool.
Carefully.
Actually, he wants
Carefully.
ETH, so it has to be. You have to have ETH. You got to come with ETH.
Yeah.
So he's not looking for a trade.
Non-financial, but we got this.
That's the spirit.
Nice.
That's the spirit, yeah.
So I noticed when I was looking in your collection, I wore this specifically because we've got an unfan champion down here. Do you play? You played unfan last year, correct?
Last year, yeah.
Did
Yes,
you
I
play
did
this year?
I did not.
You did not. Okay.
I had the pass and the intention to do so, and
Just too busy.
it's
Yeah.
just too
Mhm.
busy. That is going to be the common theme for many things of like, hey, did you get involved in this? It's like I tried, I just couldn't.
Very busy. Yeah.
No.
How
That's
did you
why
do that?
this is great. How did you do last year?
How did oh gosh. Honestly, I don't even remember. I think I did relatively well in some of the games. I only had, a very limited set of cards, and so those just kind of played however they played. And there were quite a few games where it was like, "Hey, you placed really well," and I thought, "All right, cool. I'm just gonna let them keep doing their thing then."
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you can see that my team, my franchise team, if you recognize that logo, those guys were in the Super Bowl. So they played really awesome on the unfan side of things all year for me.
Oh, I'm sure they did great in advance. Very well.
Yeah, I had
Any
the
team
Bengals,
that
they
was
were
fighting for the
terrible.
Super Bowl was probably a bad card in unfan this year for anybody that doesn't understand what the unfan.xyz is. It's the opposite of what fantasy football would be. So you want your teams to throw interceptions and punt the ball all day long, every day, and give up a lot of turnovers and
You want to pick the
lose,
loser.
and, those kind of things. So could never play this card on the losing side like
See, it
all
really
year.
depends on your perspective. If you're, your opponent, so if it's me, I want you to play that card.
Oh, of course. Yeah. You
That
want me to
worked- I
play
mean, that would've
my
worked out
San
for me.
Francisco card. I did not play my San Francisco card once this year.
Big mistake.
Because they were so good. No. I was like, there's
Crazy.
no place I can ever put San Francisco in. But I did get a shirt.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like my shirt. The shirts are great, good quality. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
lucky enough to get Loser Bowl 2, so I was the champion there. And I think it was like I picked up New York, the Giants, halfway through, and they got so many points. And then I happened to, it kills me because I'm a Patriots fan, but I picked up the Patriots card and rode those two teams all the way to the end. And then at the very end, I did a strategy of I picked other cards. I think I did pick up the Patriots though for one of them, and that one Patriots card was like over 40 or 50 points by itself. And then the poor person I was going against only had 11 points total for their team, like the whole time. So like you didn't have to do too much strategies. I mean, that's tough, but anyway, it's a lot of fun, and it's like as Brian mentioned, it's the exact opposite of fantasy football in that I tell friends and they're like, oh yeah, it's interesting. People I work with or
Yeah.
I definitely love the concept of the unfan because I probably should have done it because normally when I do ultimate fans, like I've said before, because I always lose. So what I should go in, the mentality I go into is actually try and pick the teams that I think are going to win, and I'll probably win the unfan.
And Lordell, you should play all your rugby cards. You would definitely win with your rugby cards.
See,
Well, we're playing in Vegas this year. We're playing in Vegas now, so you'll see. You'll see.
There you go. I was gonna say I
We
will
sent
say
6.
that oh, go ahead, Al. I don't mean to keep cutting you off.
I was going to say we sent 6 NRL teams over to play in Vegas, so you'll be able to see it on your TVs soon. I'm sure if they haven't already been played, or they'll get to the back burner and you just won't care. But either way,
It's rugby.
NRL,
Oh, what's that?
National Rugby League.
National Rugby
Yeah.
League.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're big in
But not union.
Australia.
I'm very much a sports kind of guy. I know nothing about sports unless it's a motorsport. I don't follow very.
Ooh, what kind of motorsports?
Motocross, supercross, enduro, rallycross, or just rally racing in general. We just recently had King of the Hammers, which is like a really big off-road event, similar to like Baja. So you had a lot of dirt bikes, you had unlimited class trucks, you had UTVs, all sorts of any off-road vehicle raced in these.
Very cool.
So that F1 on occasion, stuff like that.
Nice. Now, do you ride yourself?
I do. I ride dirt bikes. I've ridden since I was probably, oh gosh, I got a quad at 5, and I think I got my first dirt bike at about 7.
Oh wow! I had a mini bike. Does that count?
Sure, why not? Right,
It was a dirt bike, but it was just mini. You know, it was like it was a tiny version when we were kids.
As
we had a
long as you had
go-kart.
fun on it.
Yeah, we had a go-kart and a mini bike. My dad built the second mini bike he worked for General Motors, so he welded like a frame and got like I don't know how many horsepower engine, but like did everything, like just created it from spare parts, and it was a cool little mini bike. It could get up and go. But I was like you. I was like 6 or 7 years old when we had these, and my brother was a couple years older than me, and he was the main rider for those. But we had a little wooded area attached to like the neighborhood that everybody could like take their bikes and dirt bikes and stuff in there, and just mess around. So it was fun.
Yeah. It's a blast. It's a sport that I love. It's something that I wish again I could get further into. Unfortunately, just time permitting. Yeah. It's one of those things, and where I'm at, it's hot. It's unbearably hot, probably 9 months out of the year. So you get a very narrow riding period.
Whereabouts, or like, will you share whereabouts you are in this world? Like, we know Lord L's in Australia. Where are you?
Yeah, I'm in like the southern United States.
Okay.
So it's very hot.
Nice. Yeah, that it actually warmed up today to 60 degrees here in Indiana. So that was like a, what do they call it? Indian summer type of day that we normally don't get. It's usually like in the 30s or 40s this time of year. So the fact that it got up to the 60s was nice.
I was out the other day. This was, I think, like 2 weeks ago, and I heard an ice cream truck driving around with its, jingle playing, and this is still
February.
It would have been the beginning of February. I said, you probably live somewhere where it's a little unreasonably hot when it's still winter time and there's an ice cream truck driving around.
Yeah. I would go to an ice cream truck any time of year. If they rolled up in our neighborhood and it was 30 degrees out, I would be like, ice cream.
Because then you can just go enjoy the ice cream by the fire. But
I was about to say that. I'll take that back inside to the heater.
Yeah. But, you can still enjoy this outside because, to be honest, it's hot enough where you kind of need something to cool off.
Yeah. Lord L says it's summer where he is right now.
It feels like summer where I'm at, too.
Wow. Nice. Not for BBS and I. It still feels a lot like winter.
I'm envious. I'm looking to get out of where I'm at and move further north. Ideally, way north.
Yeah, we had snow over the weekend, so it was. But then it unseasonably warm today, so it melted everything. So that was good.
Yeah, that's good. Looking through my questions. Yeah. So, what message? So you've been here for a while. You're a fan of the Battle Bunnies. What advice would you have for someone that's new coming in? Like, how would they? Because it's kind of overwhelming, right? Chris has done a great job with the Discord, managing it and moving the channels around and making it so that it's easier to comprehend, like when you're first starting in. But what would be your your advice for them?
It would,
New
oh
level.
gosh, it would probably be read for sure. But do so at a very slow pace. You know, don't come in expecting to understand everything within one day. You know, take time, take in what you can, and utilize the resources that we have to ask questions or answer your questions. If you're unsure, obviously, you know, there's always somebody around that knows, whether it be any one of us who are on the team or just any one of the community members in general. Somebody is typically around and will answer your question if you have one. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Um, and that's something that I would preach just in general. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Just because knowledge bases exist doesn't necessarily mean that I think that you have to go to them. Um, you know, ideally do your own research, like try a little bit, but you know, at some point or another, there's going to be questions that you have that have been answered. So ask questions. I personally would rather somebody ask a question than not know. At the very least, we'll direct you to the right place.
Right.
So yeah, just take your time, ease into it slowly, find out if it's really something that you're interested in, figure out whether, you know, engage with the community, especially if it's going to be something that you do end up investing in, and you know, getting some skin in the game, hang out with the community. I promise you're going to like everybody here, or at least most people. You'll like just about everybody you meet, if not everybody. And uh become part of the community. That's the biggest thing before you invest.
That's great.
Well said.
Thank you.
Especially Lord
It's definitely overwhelming when you. Well, yeah, it's definitely overwhelming when you first join the Discord. There is so much. There is so many different channels. There is so many different things, and you know, I guess we dabble in the stuff that we predominantly are into more so. You know, but we do have the books, the cards. So there is something for everyone, but definitely baby steps. Because even still now, like even when I'm going through it, my little sister, like I said, my little sister just joined the other day, and there's a lot. There's a lot to take in. There's a lot. Just maybe hop in the rabbit hole. Rabbit hole's always
Yeah.
a good spot to start off.
Absolutely. And you're not
If Brian
expected
doesn't
to
come
know
in and
everything.
take all your chair.
Yeah. There's no expectation to know everything. I'm part of the team and I don't know everything. Like there's a lot going on, which is why we have a team that has expanded in the way that it has. You know, everybody kind of knows uh, a little bit of something and a little bit of something else and whatnot, and everybody's actively trying to get to the point where they know everything. But truly, I mean, the only people who do really know everything would be Frank, Krista, and John, or anybody even further
And as
down.
we've heard, Frank sometimes slip up as well. So even
Exactly.
them.
Exactly. Exactly.
if you could like direct like the next thing, like the next big thing, like do you have like a wish list of something that you would like to see? Obviously we created the TCG, we've got books. Like what would be your wish list item that you'd like to see with the community or the franchise? So anyways, back to your wish list item. Like what I know you can't talk about things. Well, I mean, we're not going to know like this is alpha. This could just be something where it's like, yeah, I want to see a movie or I want an animated series or,
Yeah. Well,
something like
I'll go ahead and throw that disclaimer in there that this is absolutely my wish list, and anything I say should be taken with a grain of salt. None of it is confirmed.
Nice.
And that's
Happening.
that. This is purely what
Happening.
I would like to see. I definitely would like to see an animated series. I would absolutely watch that, and I know that I have a lot of friends who have very young children that I'm sure would be very entertained by our universe. A lot of them aren't quite old enough to read, and I know that that's kind of our ultimate direction, right? To have a series, and it is a family friendly universe, and so I think that would be cool. It would be a good way that I can share some of the things that I'm really interested in, at least as far as this project goes, with other people. the book has been a really good avenue for me with that as well. I've been able to tell a lot of people, hey, we have a book that's been published. BBS has it right here. We've got a book. We have a trading card game, which is something that we've talked about. Both it's digital and physical. So highly recommend. These are all of the things that I get to tell people about. And the response that I get is one of being rather impressed, because a lot of people just in general, right? Like, who do you know that's published a book? Like, you don't really know that many people unless you're in that industry. So yeah, an animated series would be great. Either just a TV show or a movie. That would be awesome. I know that takes a lot of work. I would kill for a theme park. If we ever got to the point where we could have a Battle Bunnies theme park, that would be, I wouldn't leave. I would be there every day.
Yeah.
Outside of that, gosh, that might honestly be it. Just those three things.
Would you prefer that the animation be in augmented reality or any experiential environment type of thing, or just straight up regular animation, that kind of thing?
I think ultimately it could be cool. It would just be a little niche. And ideally because this is a project that I try to share with as many people as I can.
Mhm.
And obviously with it being NFTs and crypto, there's always that skepticism when you're talking about something like that with people who aren't in that space. So it's like I said, it's a large part of why I shared the book and the trading card game with people. It's an easy avenue for them to start understanding. And it's something that they can get into without getting involved necessarily in that side of things. So I think initially just a standard animation would be ideal. Ultimately, long term, sure, some augmented reality would be really cool.
Yeah, that or VR, AR. Like, I know they're doing lots of advances. Apple's getting a whole bunch of press for their very expensive setup that they have, and people are making memes out of people going in real life, walking around with these things in California on their heads, as they get out of their Teslas and stuff.
Right. Actually, speaking about that, because this is one of the ideas that I had suggested a little while ago, and I know that I won't go further than that. But one of the suggestions that I would like to see, I think, is maybe porting the rabbit hole over to the website. And then you can start introducing animations, and uh, you could even reduce some of the technical limitations that we have with the fact that it's hosted in Discord and through a bot. If we could get that ported over to a website, I think that there's a bigger possibility that it could be open to more people, and you just have less limitations overall. I would really like to see that.
Or a native mobile game, like
Yeah.
if just on, your mobile
Just the
device,
rabbit
if you
hole.
could download it out of, the rabbit hole out of Google Play, or, well, I don't know if it's the Google store or the Apple store on the phone, like that would be cool too.
Yeah, exactly. That is at the top of my wish list, just because I think that's probably
Technically feasible.
easier than launching an animated series currently.
Yeah. Although I have a lot of faith in John and his team, because he's great at animation. I think it's just a matter of kind of like, we're getting the characters, we're getting the stories, like it's just a matter of animating it all.
Right.
And I think Food Fight is capable of delivering an awesome animated series for us. It's just which priority. We've got to get the stories done first, right? And then once we have the stories, we can convert those stories into animations, and
you have the TCG, and then you have like this. Just there's only so many resources.
Yeah.
I can confirm there's a billion moving parts in the background. Like, everybody is always doing something. So right, it's the way that I explain things at work with people. If you try to track one project, it looks like it takes a while, but there's always something new being introduced because there's a billion different things going on. So don't track one thing, look at what's coming up.
Yeah.
had one question on here that I have not asked yet, but when I think of you, right, Breeki, I think of Discord, like Discord master, right? And so one of my questions is like, how did you get into Discord? Was it a gaming community that you were initially started with? And like, I do a lot of things with bots too. Like I don't create bots, but I know how to find the right ones and then test them and work them out. But I'm fascinated with that part of like your background, and I was wondering if you could talk about it a little bit.
Yeah. So, how did
Okay.
let's see. A long time ago, it would have been TeamSpeak. This was before Discord was around. I always had a community of friends to play with. And it it would be something that I would start, and it would just over time it would naturally grow, and it grew on TeamSpeak, and then Discord came out. Everybody started migrating to Discord. We all ended up building our own Discords and whatnot. And because we were all building our own Discords, I was building my own, of course, and over time that got transformed, or rather got put to use, because I would get involved in streaming communities. And in these streaming communities, some of them didn't have Discords, or if they did have a Discord, it was very bare bones. And so I would always say, hey, I've been around for a while. Let me overhaul this. Let me build something for you that is community focused and that allows you to actually deliver a good experience to your community. And with a lot of faith and trust, like I have been able to do that. And so that's really just how I got really involved in it. One of the things that I'm still always working on, because it's one of my limitations as far as my knowledge goes and my ability goes, but I am working on understanding how to program my own bot. The furthest I've gotten with it so far is that I can get it to respond with Pong when I type ping. So it's nothing incredible, it's a learning experience, and it's a language that I'm very out of my depth with. But yeah, that's how I got started. It was just I'd find communities, I'd realize that there was a need for something, and I would say, hey, I've done this before, will you let me run with it? And some did, some didn't. Those that did, I gave them at least a good starting point, and they took it on for even further. And I learned a lot through them or through other members, a lot of collaboration.
That's great.
Very cool.
We have a Discord. It's okay. It does what we need to do. It's got some automation so that we're not always there, but, and not that we have to, because it's not a full-time project. It's more of just, it's there so that when this grows, we'll have a place for everybody to kind of go and say, where do I find the older shows, or, who can I talk to somebody, or,
how do I get on the show, or,
how do I get on the show? So we have tickets for that. We have a Rumble that's pretty good. Just a couple of things to keep people interested in. Chris has been a great help with that. Or more so just like, hey, everybody can see what you're doing here. You might want to close that up. But yeah, it's like she's been super helpful. And so yeah, we have that and a few things going on with that. So
yeah. Well,
so
I mean,
when I hear your name, I think like Discord master, and Discord is such a beast. Like it constantly changes.
yeah. And I really, I mean, the largest amount of credit would have to go to Tim, at least in relation to the Battle Bunny Discord. I mean, Tim is really the one who set up a lot of this, and over time everything's been refined, and that's just how projects go. So I would say that with your guys' Discord too, right? Everybody starts somewhere. You just day by day, you incrementally make it a little bit better. And so, yeah, I mean, huge credit goes to Tim. Nice. I just get to help on occasion.
That's how I feel. Like it's just like it's a team effort, and you get a chance to help, and it's great. So great attitude to have with that. Oh, he's back. Oh, he did a quick change.
I will unmute you now, Lord. You can talk again.
Did he have lunch? Come on, where's the lunch? I gotta see it.
He's getting ready. He's psyching
Ready.
himself back up.
We can hear you, man. You can say something. Let us know that this isn't
It was
shared Lord Elbot.
Oh, I like this shirt, Luke. The Richmond shirt. Yeah, there you go. I got my
There it
culture
is.
vulture. I got stickers too. Woo.
Yeah, it's this year's. I don't know if it was this year's or last year's, but it's this year's. Last year's.
AJ keeps
Yeah.
writing comments that I don't show the coasters enough, so that's for AJ.
That's
I'm cutting that
I was
out.
looking-
No, I'm just kidding.
I was looking at past comments, and he made a comment that somebody's like, "Yeah," and BBS keeps throwing up these coasters, like he's joking about it. So I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna keep throwing up the coasters."
I've got some of my own.
Ooh,
Oh, cool. Did you make
Very
those?
nice.
I did. I have I actually just recently, this is one of the reasons why I just don't have time for that many things. I started a business for laser engraving, and really more so just
Whoa.
like custom decor, really.
Yeah.
I'm working
We've
on
all got
getting
some.
into woodworking. So that'll hopefully be one of the offerings that I have very soon. Is
Do you have anything else to share currently, like a website or a business name, or
I do.
or do you want to wait?
actually.
Yeah, we can totally promote that for you.
We can throw that in
So-
the comments, or if you have a logo, we can add that in like later.
I actually, and these, by the way, are aluminum. They're aluminum business cards. They are stuff that I have made, and I have all of my contact details. I'm sure that it won't show up in the camera, but I'm be more than willing to send all of this.
Here, let me try
Oh,
it.
I love that business card idea.
What do
I
you-
love like anything like that.
What do you engrave them with?
A laser. I have a
Sweet.
laser that I use to engrave on all of this. As things sit right now, it's just these aluminum business cards, and I'm still doing a fair bit of market research to sell these.
Yeah.
But as far I have the coasters ready to go, and the website is still under development, but you can actually go to it. It is there.
Nice. Yeah, you'll need to send me like a better picture that I can, because it like my screen won't actually pick up the QR
Yeah, so you
code.
can send it to us, and if you want, we can throw that in the frame, as we talk about it. But
We'll
that's
put it
great.
in the
That's awesome.
description.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you. Yeah, like I mean, this has been my latest adventure. Is I actually, oddly enough, I have some ready to go that are actually being shipped out pretty soon. They're all nicely
Oh, wow.
wrapped with a bow,
That's
and
it.
they have a card to contact in the future. These are samples that are being sent out to some potential clients. But
I love that whole idea, because a card is just like, it's just another layer of like who you are, and when you hand that to somebody and they see it and they're like, "Oh, this is quality," it just like transfers immediately to you. So
Yep.
good for you for doing that.
I've had a lot of really good feedback with the aluminum cards. I tell people everybody wants to keep them. And admittedly, I carry 2 around with me. I have one with my personal contact information, and then I have my business one. And they're just kind of test runs, right? I show people and see if, gauge interest. So I hold on to them, but everybody wants to take them. And one of the things that I tell people is, well, these ones aren't for giving out. These ones are for me to kind of just show people. But let's be real, when you get a business card, what do you do with it? You put it in your wallet, you forget about it, it inevitably goes through the wash, then it's ruined, and you throw it away. Nobody really wants a business card. So why not have something that's going to last you? It's aluminum, so it's not going to get ruined. You can keep it in your wallet. It's not, this one in particular is not going to get scratched. I've been putting mine through as much torture as I possibly can, and they haven't been damaged. So, why not get something that's quality that you can show clients, they can look at it, they can scan it with their phone, and they have your information. They don't have to carry anything else around now. They just have it. And the next thing that I'm working on is NFC cards. So just aluminum cards with an NFC chip, so that you don't even have to scan a QR code. You just tap it to somebody's phone, and boom, they have all of your information.
Ooh,
Very cool.
That's
I like
amazing.
that. I love all the ideas that like come out of my head when I hear like NFT associated with that. That's great.
One of the things that we've done, like you said, at trade shows, I work in marketing. So I had my team, instead of printing up a bunch of business cards or, things that people don't want at a trade show, I said, get something from the area, like that's a memento of like that will remind them of the event that they would want to keep and hold on to, and like it's a collectible, and then just put the QR code, or in your case the NFC chip, so that they remember the place and the moment.
Mhm.
And then if they need to contact you for something, they've got the QR code or they've got the NFC that they can use to like then get in contact with you.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, right? If you give them something that they're gonna use, then
Yeah.
they'll always see it. In
and
fact,
we
Well, they're
had
not going to put
such
a
great adoption. Yeah, we had
business card
such
on the
great
mantle,
adoption.
are they?
but say again.
I was like, they're not going to put a business card on the mantle, but they're going to put whatever they got, that memorabilia or statue, whatever it may be. They're going to have that on display.
Or
Yeah.
sticker, or like, yeah, we did a bunch of different stuff like that. Like, I was like, people don't want your business card, but they would love like a memento of the Vegas whatever show, or the the show that those kind of things. So when we did that, people take that stuff all the time. They're like, oh, this is cool. You're not really trying to promote yourself. Like, yeah, we are. Like, we want you to remember us, but we want to remember us from when you see this thing.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, and that actually is actually a really cool bit of information for me. Is one of the things I test a lot of things, and as a result, I end up going through a lot of material. And so I have quite a few reject cards. And so one of the things I've been experimenting with is, well, I carry a knife with me in the event that I need to open a box or something, but it's a nice knife. I don't want to cut tape with it because it gums up the blade, and I just don't like that. So I've experimented with turning these into little box cutters that you can just carry around in your wallet. So, box cutter,
Nice.
and it's branded.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, that's smart because it has utility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So carry it around with you. You'll like it. And honestly, they've worked as far as box cutters have gone. They've worked actually really well.
You might even be able to turn into a wallet. You have a good, like I have this. This is my wallet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it has. You could have
yeah.
that as the business card, and then you could have the. You could just put a leather strap on it, right? But
Those are another thing that I'm experimenting with. Oddly enough,
tray backs.
those kind of
Pretty
wallets,
good wallet.
tumblers. I can't.
Mhm.
Here we go. Tumblers or mugs. I can do those. Leather. Well, I can do wood. It's kind of any engravable material. One of the things that I'm really looking forward to is I need to buy another laser, and so I'm trying to be careful about when I do that. But if I get a higher power laser, I can actually start to color stainless steel, and you can do some
Ooh.
really, really cool things when you start to color stainless steel with a laser. So that's kind of something to look forward to at some point.
Cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Ooh, can't wait to see it. Awesome. Well, we know that we've kept you for over an hour and a half now, and Lord L has things to do. Thus the change in wardrobe. So we would love to have you come back.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
it's we just we want to be respectful of your time, and it's getting late here in the East Coast time as well. It's almost midnight, and
Mhm.
Yeah, you guys are even later than I am. I was actually kind of surprised to get the offer for 7:45 my time. I was like, okay,
yeah,
that's
it's
that's
Lord
got to
L
be late
time.
for you guys.
Oh
Yeah.
but like we do that because we've got the time zone challenges with Lord L, because he's in the future. He's
Right,
14
right.
hours ahead of us. So
What's
Yeah,
it
and
like in the future?
It's 20 to
What
3
is it?
p.m. here. So,
kids will be home from school soon, right?
yep. Well, I finished
Yeah,
my first work. So I worked all day, quickly come back, do this, and I'm going to my second job. I'm going to work all night. I won't be back till tomorrow. So I'm always under the pump, always got something going on. Hence why I'm always some random shirt or something going.
Yeah. Lord L, the entrepreneur.
The broke entrepreneur.
That's
Yeah,
how they
yeah.
start. How you start.
All entrepreneurs are broke at some point.
Yep.
Well, I've been starting for 16 years, so
Yeah,
my day's going to come soon then, right?
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, one of these days. But no, this was great. Was there anything else like that you hope we would cover or you wanted to share with the community before we wrap up?
I might share a few more coasters if I'm going to be honest. I have a few different things that I can
Oh,
do.
yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah, we're
I get, I'm not opposed to doing like personalization. I have some other designs that I've come up with myself. This one is actually probably one of my favorites just because it kind of
Oh, I
touches on
like
the
the twin
duality
wolf.
of,
Yeah.
life. So this one's one of the ones that I really like. Let me see if I have. And then this one will be the last one. This is actually one that I'm still working on refining.
Yeah.
But I'm able to do quite a bit, and I'm still ever learning. So the possibilities are starting to open up.
Very
But
cool.
outside of
Beautiful
that, I came into
That's
this
nice.
without any sort of preconceived notion about what we might cover. So if there's anything else you guys want to ask in a future date, I'm certainly open to that.
Yeah.
That's great. And thank you for your time. Like, we're all busy. Like, just getting the four of us together is a miracle for an hour. You really think about all the things that we have going on.
Yeah.
It's Sunday for us, but it's Monday for Luke. Yeah. So, but yeah, definitely appreciate your time, and so we learned so much. Right, this is what it's all about, and the Fluffle are gonna love watching this video and being like, oh, that we get to put a face to a name, and learn a little bit, and it's great. So thank you.
Yeah, well, thanks for the invite. It was very unexpected. I happened to see the friend request and then the message, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay, yeah, I'm game. Let's do it.
Awesome.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
another fellow Viking too. I'm so excited that you said yes and you came on the show because I was starting to feel like I was alone in this world.
You are not, I promise. There's many more of us. Many
There's
more.
a lot of Vikings.
Yeah, I know there are. Like everybody, like 80% of the people that go through the quiz, I bet end up Viking.
There's
and
quite a
it's
few.
yeah, there's like if you look at like remember when it used to have like the different class what do you call those little
The reactions.
the reactions? Yeah, they had the
Yeah,
class
yeah.
reactions.
I
And it
remember
was
those.
like it'd be like thousands of Vikings, and then it just like trailed off from there. Like and a few shamans, a few sorcerers, there was more Valkyries. I think it was like, if I remember correctly, when I came in, it was like a lot of Vikings, maybe like 900 Valkyries, and then it was pirates or something like that, and then it was shaman, sorcerers, and Spartans. Like
Every
because
class has its day.
yeah, everything, like I don't know. I feel like I could vacillate between different classes. Like there's so many things about the shamans that are cool. There's so many things that are about the pirates that are cool. I was like, I just want to be them all, but I know I can't be all of them. So
I
you
was
got to
at a
pick
toss
one.
up between Spartans and Vikings, and ultimately I settled on Viking because I had my ultimate hero. I had to.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah. So I will say that I did take the test and I did not get pirate. I got another class, but I chose pirate. So it
That's
was
what
one
you
of those.
identify with.
Yeah, it's not. It's one of those like. Yeah, doesn't matter what the test says. I'm gonna go with this one, and that's what a pirate would do. So.
Yeah, they're doing their own thing. That's all right.
Yeah.
There ain't nothing wrong with
And
that.
Frank even said as much. He's like, "That's what a pirate would do."
Yeah,
Exactly.
rebellious.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Well, Lord L, what'd you think of the show?
Mate, it was absolutely amazing. It was an honor to have Breeki here. He has been an integral part of the Bunnies since he came in, and I actually thought he was here a lot longer. The amount of the impact that he has had on the Bunnies. He's such a good dude. When you see him in Discord, he knows his stuff. He is the master of tech. So it was an honor. It was an honor to have him here. He is one of the true OGs. He's got a crazy collection, and he's just a downright awesome dude.
Yeah, I agree. I obviously geeked out over his collection, showing off some of the items that he has, and um, that's definitely something I'm interested in. I really impressed by the coasters and the laser engraving stuff that he showed at the end. That was super cool. Like super creative. I mean, like, yeah, this was great.
Yeah, for me it was good to just like I mentioned earlier, just to put a face with a name, and learn, like about the what you shared last, what you mentioned with the coasters and the business cards, and then I'm really interested to see how he takes some of the tech and mixes it with the art, and I think it's going to be there, and so I'm excited to see the developments of that. And then just learning about how he got in to the Battle Bunnies, and what Lord mentioned, his impact on the Battle Bunnies, and I think once again we found out and learned a little bit more about another piece of the Battle Bunnies world, and it's just no surprise why why the project or the family is just growing so much. It's just because the right people are on the bus, and he's Breeky's one of the right people that are on there, like just really smart. So your vibe attracts your tribe, but it's also like very interesting, smart people here too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Well, that's another episode of the Ultimate Fancast, number 30. So
Number
very
30.
excited to share that with you guys and girls in the community. We can't wait to bring another one to you next week. If you have not been on the show and you would like to, definitely reach out to one of us. As always, like, subscribe, hit that alert button, that little bell to get updated when a new episode drops every Monday morning at 6 a.m. when everything happens correctly the way it's supposed to. But we appreciate all your comments, all your likes, and definitely tuning into the show. And hope you enjoyed this one with Breeki, and we can't wait to have him back again. So thanks everybody, and we look forward to next week.
Great. Thank you, Breeki.
Thanks, Breeki. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us today, Ultimate Fan. BBS, Lord L, and Brian, that's me, do hope you enjoyed today's program as much as we did, where Ultimate fans like you are the stars of the show. We'd be honored to have you join us on a future episode where you can share your story and love of the Battle Bunnies with this encouraging community. It would be the greatest compliment if you shared something you love about the Battle Bunnies on your favorite social platform today, like X, Facebook, or Instagram, and tagged us. Or simply use hashtag UltimateFancast so we can recognize and celebrate with you and other super fans by sharing your post. Bonus points if you do both and use an image of one of your favorite Battle Bunnies or a screenshot of this episode. We know you share, like, and comment because you care about our fellow Ultimate fans as much as we do. Please leave comments too to let us know how we can make this the greatest fan experience for the Battle Bunnies community. This podcast is sponsored by Hairstream Media, your bunnies all the time streaming service. Okay, not really. It is just us fans like you giving some of our time to support other fans like you. Join us over in the Battle Bunnies community and Discord to continue the fun. We hope you tune in with us each week. So make it easy. Subscribe now. We'll be here to keep you hopping when you need us.